Hometown Sports with Scott Grodsky.
Knocked away and stolen by Holiday. And a pinnacle ball throws it down.
Look, I'll take any excuse I can find to play a clip of that, and the rematch of the finals fits the bill perfectly. Drew Holiday and the Bucks looking to make it 14 in a row against the Suns this afternoon. No Giannis, no Kevin Durant. Still a great game. Let's fast forward right away to the final 3 minutes. Brook Lopez showing why he's a Defensive Player of the Year candidate. Then on the other end, Drew puts his man on skates, sinks the go-ahead triple. Phoenix tied it at 100 until Lopez finishes through traffic. 22 points, 13 boards, 4 blocks, and the lead for Milwaukee. Suns still have a chance to go back in front, but you could say it's knocked away and stolen by Holiday. And those words will continue to haunt Phoenix as the Bucks earn a comeback win for number 14 in a row.
I feel like we have a team that carries the load together. I don't think that it's just me. I feel like people kind of put it on me, but as a team, I think everybody else kind of elevates too.
Jay Crowder had 7 points in 25 minutes against his former team, saying he did not care about his stats, just wanted to get the win.
They're scumbags. That's what it is. That's what it is. I'm sorry. They're just scumbags.
Michigan big man Hunter Dickinson took the Badgers-Wolverines rivalry to a whole new level when he said that last month. Things heated up again tonight on CBS 58. Both teams firmly on the bubble. Freshman Connor Essegian leads Bucky to a second-half comeback, 24 points, including this bucket here, which gave them the lead with only 20 seconds to go. Up 3 now with 1 second on the clock. They do not foul, and Dickinson heaves up an absurd buzzer beater to send it to overtime. Now, this shot could wind up keeping Wisconsin out of the NCAA tournament and punching Michigan's ticket, because in OT, the Wolverines never gave up their momentum. They escape with an 8-point win at home. That drops the Badgers to 16-12 and 2 games under 500 in the Big Ten. A lot of work left to do for Bucky. Much better day for the Wisconsin women. They beat 12th-ranked Michigan for the first time in 9 years. The Badgers now have a bye in the Big Ten tournament. That's the first time they have ever done that. For the first time in a decade, the Marquette Golden Eagles woke up today as Big East champions. Shaka Smart's squad didn't exactly dominate DePaul, but they did just enough to earn the win, and you'd think earn a celebration. Instead, it was pretty subdued, as they have their sights set on taking the conference title outright and dancing deep into March.
We don't want to share. We want to, you know, put our stamp and really win the league. So I think the scene will be different, you know, when we actually do that.
B.J. Freeman making history for the Panthers. Milwaukee's leading scorer was named Horizon League Player of the Week for a program record 3rd time this year. He averaged 25 points, 10 boards, and 7 assists in their last 2 wins. The Brewers split the squad up today, and let's just say they're happy that spring training doesn't really count. 2 losses, but there were some bright spots. First-round draft pick Eric Brown homers, while hometown hero Owen Miller and Sal Frelick each racked up a pair of hits. Bit of a weaker field at the Honda Classic for the PGA Tour, but a solid finish. Chris Kirk ends an 8-year drought with a beautiful shot to clinch it. That birdie on the playoff hole gives him the win over Eric Cole. The first and only general manager in Nashville Predators history will call it a career at the end of the season. David Poile announcing he will retire. Now, he has been responsible for calling up Milwaukee Admirals for the last 25 years. More than 175 players have gone through between Milwaukee and Nashville. The first coach that he hired was Barry Trotz. He will take over that position as Preds GM at the end of the year. That's a look at Hometown Sports. Mike?
Now, Hometown Sports with Scott Grodsky.
Well, the Packers and then Aaron Rodgers stole the Brewers' thunder a little bit the past couple of days, but the first-place crew are back in the spotlight tonight after humiliating the Marlins 12-zip yesterday. Freddie Peralta looks to add to their 3-game lead in the NL Central. When this pitching staff is on, I'm not sure there's anyone better in baseball, and Peralta dealing again tonight. He threw into the 7th inning, allowing 1 run on 2 hits with 9 strikeouts. By the way, that gives him 200 in a season for the first time in his career. New Brewer Josh Donaldson smashes a 426-foot homer in the 4th inning. His first with the crew put them in front, and they never looked back in a 3-1 win. Donaldson actually reached base in all 4 of his plate appearances.
They've been very welcoming for me, and you know, at the end of the day, it's not about me, it's about our team, and you know, there's a greater goal right now, and you know, I'm just thankful to be a part of this.
The Mets will reportedly hire former Brewers executive David Stearns as their new president of baseball operations at the end of the season. Stearns was originally hired as the Crew's general manager in 2015 and helped build this recent stretch of playoff baseball as GM and later team president before stepping down last October. The New York native heads to a Mets team that started this season with the highest payroll in all of baseball.
As you see Aaron Rodgers then getting onto the cart.
Just 4 snaps into the season's over for Aaron Rodgers. The 4-time MVP and future Hall of Famer tore his Achilles in yesterday's game, his first game since leaving the Packers. Rodgers will have surgery next, and then who knows what the future holds for the soon-to-be 40-year-old quarterback. For now, the Jets have to move on with their season, as hard as it may be, especially for the handful of guys who went from Green Bay to New York with Rodgers.
Obviously very unfortunate. You know, that's my dog. It's my someone I really care about and everything. It's just like, of course, you know, you can't write this stuff. It's just a lesson to not only us, but just to everyone. This is what happens in life.
It should be a truly awesome scene tomorrow night at Fiserv Forum as Marquette Volleyball hosts Wisconsin. You can see the court set up here as Marquette got a practice in this afternoon. The Golden Eagles and the #1 ranked Badgers, they're trying to break Wisconsin's own NCAA record for attendance at an indoor volleyball match. They're hoping to have at least 17,000 fans at Fiserv tomorrow.
First of all, I'm honored to be a part of something so huge and monumental as this. And second of all, I would just like to say that as a young girl, I couldn't imagine. And the fact that it's becoming a reality is pretty awesome.
I think that being able to be a part of like one of the biggest crowds ever in women's sport is just like a great privilege that we have here.
The match starts at 7. We will have you covered with Darius Joshua at Fiserv Forum, while I'm spending tomorrow with the Packers in Green Bay. A very busy time for hometown sports. We'll be right back.
Now, hometown sports with Scott Grodsky.
You can expect a few speed bumps anytime there's a new coach and a new direction, but today was more like one of those road barricades than a speed bump for Wisconsin as they welcomed Northwestern to Camp Randall. Northwestern. QB Tanner Mordecai came back in this game and actually looked great on the opening drive, led to a field goal, but that was it. No more points for Wisconsin until there were just 11 seconds left. The Badgers could not get anything going offensively. They continued to stall out. Defense was even worse in the first half, allowing points on 4 straight drives. Wisconsin was down 21 at the break. At least the defense did pitch a second half shutout, but I'm grasping for positive straws. Wisconsin loses 24-10. Damian Lillard missing his 2nd straight game with a calf injury as the Bucks are in Orlando. Cameron Payne takes his spot in the starting 5 and came out of the gates on fire. 9 points in the first 7 minutes. That's not bad for a guy who's only averaging 6 points a night. Payne finishes with 14. Giannis, of course, leads the charge. Look at this ridiculous move from the Greek Freak. He winds up with 35, 10 boards, 7 assists, 4 steals, and 2 blocks. But he still can't do it all. The Magic delivering a steady and convincing win from tip-off through the final whistle. Bucks lose by 15.
You know, boxing out is a fundamental, but you win and lose games on fundamentals. And it's just an area that we got to continue to improve and find more consistent.
The Milwaukee Panthers looking for an early statement win at Providence. Horizon League Player of the Year candidate B.J. Freeman came to work ready. It's one thing to score 33 points. That's kind of what he does. But the guard also grabbed 10 boards, playing all but 3 minutes in this game. Providence does still win by 10, but an impressive showing for Freeman and Milwaukee. The Marquette women hosting ranked Illinois. Liza Carlin helps the Golden Eagles to an early 12-2 run. Jordan King and Carlin never let go from there, combining for 39 points. Actually, the starters scored all but 3 of them, as Marquette earns a huge November win against 23rd ranked Illinois. The Admirals just finished off a thriller about an hour ago. They gave up the tying goal with less than a minute to go. Then Joachim Kemmel lights the lamp in overtime to steal a win in Texas. Now let's go back to football. Quick reminder for you, tomorrow's Packers game, there's only one place to watch. That's right here on CBS 58 with kickoff at noon. As for the Badgers, today's loss dropped them to 5-5. That means they will have to beat Nebraska or win at Minnesota to keep their 21-season bowl streak alive. That's a look at sports. We'll be right back.